gigantic news today in the world of college basketball as our John Rothstein is reporting the iconic Mike Krzyzewski will call it a legendary career after the 2021-2022 season. And wow, you knew retirement was coming eventually for the 74-year-old coach, but the news still hits you. Coach K is the greatest coach in men's college basketball history. I would make the case he's one of the greatest coaches in the history of sports. What Coach K has done over 5 decades at Duke is unparalleled. 5 national titles, 12 Final Fours, 1,170 wins, 12 ACC regular season titles, 15 ACC tournament championships, 97 NCAA tournament wins, 126 weeks ranked number 1 in the AP poll. My goodness. Oh, and by the way, for good measure, Mike led Team USA basketball to 3 gold medals at the Olympics and saved Team USA basketball. Remember what it was before he was there? I'm in awe of Coach K as a coach, a sensational recruiter. He adapted to the times from the 4-year stars to embracing the one and done. Duke rocked and rolled in the ACC despite league expansion. And the one area that really separates his resume from John Wooden, the added layers to the NCAA tournaments. I mean, you got to think about all the different layers involved, and then you factor in the omnipresent media pressure, and then coaching in the social media era. Nobody did it better. Duke was always so tough and so ready for any challenge. Mike maximized talents better than anyone ever. Now, Rothstein reports that trusted assistant and former Dookie Jon Scheyer is going to be the coach in waiting and take over. And there have always been names floated like Tommy Amaker and Bobby Hurley and Capel, among others. But having this kind of continuity with someone on Mike's staff who can recruit the current players and have a plan in place for the incoming class, I just think it's gigantic. And listen, Scheyer could be an absolute gem, but it's a great unknown. Here's what we know. You cannot replace Coach K. Cherish every moment of Coach K on the sidelines this year. He's one of one. There will never be another. Very well said, LeBron. That was a grotesque no-show for the Late Show last night. Pathetic, unacceptable, offensive to the senses. And LeBron, you were a huge problem. LeBron James was dreadful. And look, with Anthony Davis out, you knew the Lakers had no chance. But it would have been nice if they cared and tried and played hard. LeBron couldn't take over. He left the bench 5 minutes early in a weak soup kind of act. Can't happen. Lakers played matador defense against a great Phoenix Suns team that shot 54% from the field in the first half. The Lakers were down 30 at intermission and lost by 30. It was like Phoenix was on a glorified layup line. They didn't play any defense. KCP couldn't shoot. Dennis Schroeder couldn't shoot. And it's not even like I'm being subject to hyperbole here. The Lakers starting backcourt combined for 0 points. 0. Zip. Nada. And what really needs to be stressed here is that the Suns are great. Devin Booker is a star. The role players are excellent. Monty Williams can coach. We saw this all season long. Lakers are going to have to scratch and claw to win with a healthy Anthony Davis. But with Davis hurt and LeBron disinterested and the role players out to lunch, the Lakers are going to get bounced in the first round for the first time in LeBron's career. Losing last night was expected. Just check my watch. It's Dame time. How sweet was that last night? Damian Lillard, are you kidding me? A playoff record 12 three-pointers, 55 points in all, 50 breathtaking minutes, 17 of 24 from the field, 12 of 17 from 3. That 3 to tie at the end of regulation was ridiculous. The 3 at the end of the first overtime over Michael Porter Jr., that little juke to the left, get a little separation. I mean, this was breathtaking. He made history on so many different levels. Now, still wasn't enough to take down the Denver Nuggets last night. My guy Nikola Jokic was absolutely incredible. He made some ridiculous passes. That's why he's the MVP. That was an unbelievable sporting event. Saved the night of the NBA after the Lakers decided they didn't want to post. Give our guy Big Honey a ton of credit. Inside, outside, those nifty passes. He was absolutely on fire. Told you yesterday, I mean, that pass right there, I still can't believe he was able to execute it. Told you yesterday that Denver was going to win. That was an absolute classic with Jokic going up against Damian Lillard. I feel bad for Dame. Knocked our guy Klay Thompson out of the record books, and Klay had that epic Game 6, 2016, OKC. You can make the case that was the most significant individual performance in NBA history. Think about it. Klay Thompson, brink of elimination. OKC with Kevin Durant. Think about how that loss changed the landscape eventually in Game 7 of the Western Conference, the NBA. OKC, if they won, would have faced LeBron in Cleveland. But I digress. How about our guy? Game time.